Welcome back to the channel. We appreciate you joining tonight. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the time we spent tonight in Ted Bundy's motel room south of Salt Lake. And we're at Eric's shop tonight. We got Eric here, Nick's here, Johnny with the little big camera and the big camera, and my wife even came along for this one, so we're excited too. So let's get in there, we'll get set up, and we'll show you what we got going on. Thank you, thank you. I love the soft lights. Thank you.
What are you, 30 now?
31. Yeah, I don't want to tell you wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Eric, how old are you?
33.
You guys about the same age.
Yeah.
I know. It's great.
What?
Yeah, and you got these lights on here. I mean, yeah, the lights are on. This is, I'm wilting. I'm starting to wilt. So, I'm wilting. Thank you for joining the channel. And we appreciate it, Eric, for having us out.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And just want to talk a little bit about the motel we stayed at south Salt Lake on the way to Bonneville Salt Flats here this fall, and the adventure we had there.
Yep.
We had no idea.
Yeah.
We just showed up at this motel. The first one we looked at was up on a hill. Looked kind of cool, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And
It looked cool. Would have been cool in the late 50s, but it was a bit dilapidated, to say the least.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
That's a good word. And the cat at the office, the door was open. We walked up to it, and you could just smell the cat aroma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was thick.
We're cat people.
Yeah.
That was a lot of cats.
That was too many.
So we moved on, and we ended up at the Villa Motel in Tooele, which is a suburb of South Salt Lake. And you were driving the hot rod.
Yep.
And me and my dad had a truck and trailer with cars inside the trailer. And you're more adventurous than we are. And so my dad couldn't be here tonight, and I wish he could have been here, but he's doing grandkid things.
Yeah.
So
sure.
Unfortunately, Dad, if you're watching, hey, I'll tell your stories for you. But anyway, so we get in there, and we're just like a normal, transaction. It was interesting though, because the motel had been in the family for all these years.
Since 1943, I want to say, yeah.
Great Uncle Carl.
Yeah, great Uncle Carl. Yeah, good memory.
Yeah, and the siblings were there, and they were all doing maintenance.
Yep.
And one of the siblings checked us in because the manager of the motel was gone with her kids.
So live in there's a little, so it's a really clean little brick house, very unassuming. And then the back, kind of in the backyard, I guess, all the way back to the alleyway is the eight rooms, right? Eight rooms. 8 rooms. And so then whoever lives in the little brick house is the one who's runs the motel or whatever. Like, normally it was a family, but since then the kids had kind of had their own thing, and they just kind of kept checking in on it. Yep. But there was another family that lived there that managed it day to day.
I think she used to be the cleaning lady.
Yeah, I think.
And then she turned to the manager, and we went to meet her too, and she was great.
Yeah.
And the family, the kids were all, I mean, their 50s and their 60s, way older than us, know. And but they couldn't have been nicer. Mm-hmm. And one of the kids checked us in, and she was super sweet.
Yeah.
And we got all checked in, got room number 7. And and they wanted to take pictures of your car out front, because there's a little breezeway between the old office, the house, and the breezeway to get back to the 8 rooms. And so they got your car out front, taking pictures, just chatting them up.
There's just it's just a very kind of like a time capsule, the whole motel, just very cool and very 40s, 50s looking, like nothing had really changed. It was it was like a diamond in the rough for sure in that town.
Exactly what we were looking for.
Because we were looking for something. And
just like that.
It was perfect. Yeah.
Yep, just like that. And so, we're chatting her up, and I'm asking her, hey, did anything ever cool happen here? And she just right off the bat says, well, Ted Bundy stayed here. I'm just like, oh, what? John, we're staying at this hotel in Tooele, Utah, the Villa Motel, and Ted Bundy stayed here, and we got room 7, and he stayed in room 7. And we're all checked in, we got the room key.
Yeah.
And I think my dad might even been down there in the room already.
Yeah, I think
so. We're up chatting her up because we're taking pictures and stuff, and they're taking pictures of your car.
Yeah, because they had pictures of what the hotel looks like when it was new and through the years, and we're, Cool little area here to check in. We checked in here. Super cool.
vintage. This is where Ted Bundy checked in.
Going,
Yep.
you know, going crazy over all that stuff.
In the old office portion.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And so you're kind of prying at her, trying to see if there's
Yeah.
anything, and she just kind of casually
Yeah.
was like,
Ted Bundy stayed here and stole our sheets.
yeah,
And so interesting on that. We're just like, what? And so it wasn't a situation where they said, hey, Ted Bundy's here. The next day he stole our sheets. It's this guy
yeah,
who was really good looking. And she's telling it through her mother's story.
perspective, yeah,
Because she was, you know, she was just a young kid back then, or younger. In 1974, I believe it was, is when Ted was in South Salt Lake.
yeah,
He came
Yeah.
from the Pacific Northwest, and he was there for like maybe a year or something, and not doing good things, because I'm sure everyone knows the Ted Bundy situation here. And the sheets were monogrammed, the Villa Motel,
yep.
and he
to
stole
Will.
them.
Yeah,
And she was mad. And so basically he steals the sheets, and they're like, hey, that good-looking guy, because she remembers him being really good-looking,
Yeah.
drove a Volkswagen, stayed in room
yellow
number
Volkswagen
yeah.
Beetle, right?
stayed in room number 7.
Yeah.
And that's the room we got checked into. We didn't check in because it was Ted Bundy's room.
No, we just already checked in, and then it just happened to be room number 7,
Yep.
which, you know,
Yeah.
it's 7 to begin with, lucky 7 or whatever,
Yep.
and then oh yeah, that's the room Ted Bundy stayed in, and then one of the other siblings didn't even know that we had mentioned or anything. We asked them, and they confirmed, not, you know, they weren't talking, that it was room 7.
Room
Yeah.
7. Yeah.
The
So
room we're in.
my dad's down there. We ain't even in there yet. He's down there doing his thing. And it was one of those deals too where it was, I think in 1975, where he got caught and his picture was all over TV, like it was national news. The serial killer got caught.
Yeah.
She's seen it on TV then. That's when the mom seen it and said,
That's
that's
that
the guy
Yeah.
that stole the sheets. And at one time they actually had the check-in card with his name on it. But then since then they lost it and couldn't find it because we were hoping to see that, thinking they had it, you know.
Right.
Let's see that.
Right.
But
Yeah, that'd be
unfortunately, they couldn't find it. But she confirmed right there that's the guy stole the sheets. So anyway, so we were chatting them up, and anything else cool happened at the hotel. And of course, we go down there and we film all this, right? It's all I filmed. I mic'd up and I'm walking all around filming everything. So there's the drive off the main street. You can see the sign there. There's the main house where the manager and the family stays. And so anything else cool ever happened here at the motel? And well, a couple of people died. You know, one was a drug overdose, and the other one was a suicide.
Yeah,
I believe.
suicide, yeah.
And not sure which one was which and which room, but what, you know,
Yeah.
if you mind me asking, what rooms, you know, 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. These rooms, somebody died in here too of a suicide, sounds like. Maybe it was on purpose. I guess that is suicide, right? Or an accidental suicide could be an OD. That was in room 6, I think. So that's okay. All right, okay. And then anything else, right?
Yep.
And then we're just like, so there's this asylum that used to be the county hospital
Yeah.
that all these siblings were born in, the Tooele County Hospital.
Yep.
And there's a tunnel that connects to old folks home, a retirement home there.
Yeah. Retirement home to the mental hospital, right?
I don't think it was a mental hospital
It was
yet.
just a hospital.
Yeah,
at
a hospital
that time.
with
That's
a tunnel.
right. That's right.
Right,
Yeah.
with a graveyard out back.
After the siblings were born there,
Yes.
then later it became an
Yeah,
asylum.
I
then?
think when
Is that what it is?
I think when it shut down, it was just known to be haunted because so many people died there.
Okay,
It was like a
gotcha.
one-stop shop, right? I
Yeah,
mean, you come in, you go to the old folks' home, you go to the hospital, it don't work
One-stop
out.
shop.
Maybe you go back, and then like, you know, the graveyard's right there. It's like, is this where you go when things come to the end,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So a lot of stories about ghosts there, it sounds like, and they turned it into asylum then. Once it shut down as a county hospital, they turned it into asylum, and you could go stay there for like ghost adventures. Talked to the siblings of the owners of the hotel, and we got the scoop. So we're gonna do just a whole video just on this hotel and our stay here. And supposedly the room is haunted as well.
Right.
And you can check in,
Right.
and you can spend the night if you dare. So this lady checks in, and I think she's staying with somebody else, right? They're going together as a team.
Yeah.
And an entity attaches to her. And there was a story where one of the guests here at the hotel went to the asylum. A couple went out there and was going to spend the night at the asylum, you know, searching for that ghost story they want to take home with them. And supposedly there's this ghost out there, like a man with the black coat and a black hat. Now, I'm not a big ghost story guy or believe in a lot of that stuff, but this is what we're hearing here at the hotel. And the lady came back from, could not spend the night there, got sick, and actually took her to the hospital. It's the man with the black coat and black hat, is what he's known as?
Yeah, and black hat,
black jacket.
Just,
like a trench coat.
Trench
maybe,
coat,
or something.
that's what it is, yeah.
And so they go to spend the night, and all of a sudden, this entity attaches to her, and she goes to the real hospital because her health is failing. And then, so she gets checked out of the hospital, but she's not going back to the asylum. So she's looking for a hotel room she can kind of recover before they hit the road or go home or travel or whatever. So what do you know? They come to the Villa Motel. And what room do you think they checked into?
Room number 7.
Room 7. I mean, it's like trifecta, this room, right? And they salted the door. Like they get in there and they salt the door so the spirits can't get in. Yeah. Like, yes, this is some serious stuff, room 7. So we're not even in the room yet. And we're learning all about this, right? So we get down there and we go in the room. I got the camera. You're already in there with my dad. And this would be a good time to show that, John, too. So we could do this. You're right. So I'm just, First 6 rooms. And then right here, you can see where they added on the roof right there. And then added 7 and 8 later. And they're the bigger rooms. You can see they're actually a little bigger here. And 7 is the one that Ted Bundy stayed in. So pretty cool. I guess I know my dad and Eric are in there. Let's make sure they're decent, and we'll go in and check on it. I don't have my key either. What's going on? Welcome. Eric, Flathead Eric, what's up, man?
Welcome.
Hey, usually we're talking Flathead Fords, we're talking cool stuff, but here we're talking a little Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
Right? And there's the old man looking cool as usual. There he is. Been a big day for the buckaroo. He's all tuckered out.
Cool. I just kind of
Yeah, we just ate, so this is it. This is where Ted Bundy stayed, in this room, and stole the sheets.
Bed right here.
Well, we're not sure which bed he stayed in, but it's crazy that we're just happening in the same room. And what a crazy story, right? I mean, we're just small talking with the lady, super nice, Angie, one of the owners, and they're just all the siblings happen to be here today doing maintenance, which they say that never happens. They just happen to be here. They're all super nice. We got a chance to go through room number 1 as well. It's a lot smaller, and the shower's really tiny in room 1. She went in there, but this is pretty good size, but super clean.
Yeah.
I mean, the place is spotless.
The place is perfect.
Yeah, it is spotless. It's a timepiece. It's a time capsule, of course. But no, you can show. You answer the door. My dad's on the bed. He's all, he's done. He's traveling all day long. You know what I'm saying? So we get in the room, and my dad's like, something's wrong with the TV. The sound's going down. The TV's got to turn it up. The sound goes down. I don't know. My dad's a little challenged, so I don't know if the TV's on it or what. But bless you, Dad, if you're watching. I'm sure you're watching. I love you, but sometimes you and the remote, you know what I mean? And I'm the same way, though. I'm the same way. If it ain't on a clapper, I'm in trouble. You know what I mean?
Or one of the big remotes with the big numbers on it.
Yeah, even then, I'll screw that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you're looking at the toilet that Ted sat on, the shower, like original tile looks.
Yeah,
I mean, this thing is a time capsule.
Very nice, very clean. Too.
Very nice.
Yeah, most of those motels are like the first one we looked at with the cats and the pretty.
Not a time capsule.
Pretty dilapidated.
Rough.
Yeah,
this thing is pristine. There wasn't one weed.
No.
All the caulking, the concrete was perfect.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was exactly what we were looking for.
Exactly.
It was just so cool. And so we spend the night, and not that you could really feel something when you walk in the room, but you're like, hey, this is significant because
it just keeps popping in your head that Ted Bundy literally stayed here.
He's probably showering blood off in the shower.
Exactly.
You don't know what's going on.
Why else would he be taking the sheets?
Not good.
Yeah, wrapping someone up with the sheets.
We're not doing a lot of history here on Ted Bundy, but there's a lot of history to be watched on Ted Bundy.
For sure. Yeah.
And he did some bad things when he was everywhere he went. He was doing bad things, but it was not good in Salt Lake. Bless those people. But since we knew this, if we didn't know what was going on in there, and we didn't walk with that knowledge, I don't know if I'd feel that way.
Yeah.
But knowing what we knew when I walked in that door for the first time, it was like, oof.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ooh. But I'm not a big ghost person per se.
Yeah. Me either, really.
And so I signed off the video that night. Right? We showed the room. We walked around. We showed the motel. I'm like, hey, thanks a lot for watching. We'll catch you later, south of Omaha Speed. We're going to Bonneville. And so we go to bed. And my dad's got one bed, you got the other bed, and I'm sleeping on a cot that I brought in from the trailer. And it's kind of one of those outside door cots that you can, like it's a single person, but you can zip up a tent all around it, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I got the tents open, I'm not a total fraidy cat.
Yeah.
I got the sides open on it, but it's got a top on it. And we go to bed, and at 2, I don't have to go back to the video and see the exact time. Right around 3 o'clock, something hit the floor. A loud bang. It was like, so I'm laying there, just like still like woke me up, and I checked my phone. It was like 2:53 when I looked, but I sat there for a minute, going, "What was that?" But right before 3 o'clock,
night,
right, like 10 minutes to 3, 7 minutes to 3 o'clock, something slams the floor. I mean, boom, and I'm just like, I don't move an inch, dude. I'm just like.
But Senior, he got up.
Senior wasn't up yet. He didn't get up right away.
I remember at some point just like looking over, and he's peering out the window, because I'm sleeping in the bed by the window, so I can see my coop sitting, at eye shot.
I mean, and so let's talk about that for a second.
Where Ted Bundy's Beetle was parked, my Model A is sitting there.
Let's talk about that.
It's the parking stall is correlated with the room, right?
Right.
Room 7. Slot 7.
And you park in that spot if you got that room.
Exactly.
So that's where Ted's parking his VW.
Absolutely.
The Bug, and you're parking the hot rod there.
Yeah. Yep.
And
I got one eye, peering out the drape so I can see it in case no one's messing with it.
For the folks who are watching this who are non-car people, there's nothing like laying in a hotel room with your head on the pillow, open your eyes, and you can see the hot rod outside the window with a light on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
No.
That is what you dream about when you're looking for a place to stay. You know what I mean?
Because you don't want someone messing with it.
Right.
Not that you're...
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You just want to keep an eye on it.
You want to keep an eye on it.
Yep.
It's your baby, you spend
built
a lot of time.
it from scratch?
Yeah, exactly.
In this shop?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So there's no greater feeling than building something from scratch, and then you're sleeping in a motel looking at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Making sure
I built that.
everything's good, yeah.
But so it hits the floor, boom, and I'm laying there just frozen, just like, and so I wait like a whole minute before I say anything. I'm just like, is something else gonna happen? So that was kind of freaky. Got up this morning, it woke my dad up too. I talked to him last night right around, he's like, I heard that, but Eric seemed to be sleeping, and then talked to Eric this morning, like, dude, did you hear that? And he goes, yeah, I heard that, but he goes, I didn't know what it was either. So I don't know what was that all about. So I says to my dad, Dad, did you hear that? Yeah. So he woke him up, and he's a sleeper now. You know what I mean? You gotta beat the old man to bed because he snores so bad. You gotta I gotta get to sleep before he starts snoring. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it woke him up.
Yeah.
And so, and then I know then shortly after he got up, and you didn't say much.
No. I'm a hard sleeper. But yeah, I just remember just a glimpse of him like peering over kind of my bed, looking out the window to see if like he thought maybe someone was. We didn't know.
Right.
But, just in that state of mind, you're just like, what is happening? Looking out.
Right.
We didn't know if an asteroid, hit the parking lot, or
we don't know if it was the guy with the trench coat with
the
the
guy
hat,
with the trench coat with the
person
hat.
that died.
Yeah.
Maybe old Ted Bundy. I don't know why he'd be there as a ghost entity, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe he wanted to come back and visit Salt Lake. But was something happening in that room? I don't know.
Definitely loud.
It was something, and next morning I'm up. I mean, my dad didn't really turn the lights on. He's checking on the hot rod, of course, because he's just programmed.
Yeah.
Oh, check the car, hot rod. You know what I mean? That's the old man.
Right.
It's hot rod's first, family second. You know what I'm saying? With the old, I'm kidding, Dad. I know it's the other way around, but not by much. You know what I mean? But so anyway, is the room haunted? I don't know, but I'll tell you what. If you're into that kind of stuff, the Villa Motel in Tooele is no joke.
Yeah.
It is, and it was cheap. It may not be after this gets out and they start booking that thing year round, but they told us it was hard to get. We were lucky that we just showed up and got a room.
Yeah.
Because usually they're full.
Yeah. Exactly.
From like the 1st of maybe May all the way to November.
Summer.
Yeah. They might have a cancellation. We got in. So
yeah, it was perfect timing. Perfect. The whole scenario was just perfect.
It was worked out, and hopefully we can stay there again next year.
Absolutely.
Room number 7.
Yeah, room 7.
So we hope you enjoyed coming along on our adventure. Johnny, thank you for being here with a big camera. You're appreciated, and editing everything and make it look cool like you do. You're awesome. 6'9", thank you for showing up, taking care of the cat back there on that kitty. Honey, appreciate you putting up with me. And Eric, thanks for opening up your shop too. So I know you're usually working on something out here, so we're holding you up. You know what I mean? But it's always appreciated to have you on the channel, and you're on the team. We're a team here. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Yep. And folks at home, we appreciate you. We hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed telling it and showing it. Tell your neighbors and friends. We'll catch you next time at South Omaha Speed. Like more. Pet with me more.